Dungeons and Dragons! Guys, did you check out that trailer? Welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, this is a live news show. Live, right? For movie fans, where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day, including the Razzie nominations that got announced today. We'll take a look at some of those nominations. Who was the worst actor of the year? What was the worst movie? Well, we'll have fun with that. Tom Cruise has in the headlines. Infinity Pool opens up in limited release. Star Wars series, Tron 3. We'll talk about that kind of stuff. It's the Monday, so we're going to talk about the weekend's box office report. But we start off today's show by talking about that Dungeons and Dragons trailer that dropped, guys. Did you watch it this morning? My trailer reaction for it is up on the channel right now. And guys, Honor Among Thieves. It's a common mistake. I think I've said it a couple times while I was doing my reaction. I keep on saying Amongst Thieves. It's just Among Thieves. A new Dungeons and Dragons trailer has been released. Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Sophia Lillis, and this guy, whoever that guy is. We'll take a look at the cast list in just a moment, guys. Did you see it? What were your thoughts? Did you like it? Did you like the tone of it? I certainly did. I think it had a very good mixture of, I think, action, like fun action. These two bantering back and forth with each other. They're about to get executed. He's like a bard. You can see his lute. And yeah, she's like a barbarian type of character. That's fine. She can kick ass. We know that from the Fast and Furious movies. Letty, right? It's hard not to think of her of that, right? But yeah, the trailer started off with that action sequence. It's going to be on from Paramount, March 31st, guys. I had fun with this trailer. I like the tone of it. It looks like it's going to have some scope to it. I like the visions that they have, like the visuals here. And it's going to cover a grand scheme of things, or grand sweeping myriad of backgrounds, right? Forest, glaciers, and then we got our real good look at, I guess, the Red Sorceress here, right? Who is she going to be played by? Let's go and take a look at the IMDb so I can get this straight. A charming thief and a band of unlikely adventurers embark on an epic quest to retrieve a lost relic, but things go dangerously awry when they run afoul of the wrong people. And that's very typical of a normal D&D campaign for a D&D movie. Who is the evil one here? Daisy Head. Daisy Head is going to be playing this character, right? So let's go back to the trailer and go through some of this. Arglass Viking says the tone seems to be all-out comedy. I'm cool with that. Looks amazing. Yeah, and it's going to still be early in the year. I mean, Antman and the Wasp is going to have that kind of comedy feel to it as well, but that's in February. March is going to be hard. It's going to be like having a lot of horror movies come out in March, but I think this will break through and have like that nice mix of levity to the situation, right? Because it looks like, for the most part, the cast has good chemistry. All these players here, and that's good. I thought that Hugh Grant was going to be the big villain in this, but apparently no. It's the Red Sorceress. Let's see if I can get a good look at her. Where is she on the bridge? Regé Jean Page, or whatever his name is. The Heartthrob. Yeah, I like the mixture of what appears to be a real location and with like the digital matte paintings. They've come a long way, and they mostly look good in films these days. They do. There's Sophia Lillis. Oh yeah, there was this thing with the hole, right? The aperture. What did they call that in the trailer? The hole in the ground, or I got to go into the
orifice.
The orifice. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's just a big brown hole. You guys know what they're talking about there, right? Yeah, big brown hole. Anyway, they go into this orifice. I don't know where it takes them. I guess it takes them to somebody who gives them information about how to fight this evil sorceress. Now, these roots or whatever, it's a little bit like Justice League, that big thing that encapsulated the city at the end. Whatever. Evil sorceress. She looks fairly menacing in this, I think. And the visual effects, yeah. When this thing comes crashing down out of the skies, and actually I should probably mute this because I don't want to get this claimed. Yeah, like the dragon effects here look good, and it mixes well, because you remember back in the olden days when they would do an effect like this, you could see like the edges around the wings and stuff of how they put it in there and stuff, and we've come such a far way. It's seamless. It looks good. And yeah, the mixture of him putting in the sword here, how they film this, yeah, they did that right mix of practical effects with CG stuff. I think it just looks like a lot of fun, guys. Heroes. Now, when the first trailer came out, I thought all these characters were just going to be known like by the Barbarian, the Bard, and stuff like that. But when we looked at the IMDb, they actually have names, right? When you have thieves, it looks like he's turning more into more of a warrior here than is that Chris Pine? No, I don't know. We got a good look here at the sorceress. I'm trying to pull this up. There we go. Okay, so that's Sophia Lillis's character. That's one of the things that she transforms into, right? Now, here in this shot, it looks, well, a little cosplayish, but you know, it is what it is. That's what people do when they play D&D. They like to dress up in their characters, right? And sometimes in play, they call that life size. Anyway, yeah, lots of fun. A little, what is that, like a scorpion kind of hand that comes out instead of a spear, it's a hand. Yeah, that's what I prefer. I prefer seeing it like this. So it looks like she gets bested here at one point, but not defeated. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this movie. I dig it, man. They got a dragon in here on bones, but it's like a fat dragon. So you know what I mean by like the comedy behind it, right? It's like a dragon that's eaten too much. Dungeons and Dragons honor among thieves. They go down into this. I'm guessing this is after they go through the orifice, right? This is where they end up down in this lava place. Very Mustafarian, you know. Whatever. Whoops. Whoops. James. I messed that up. Yeah, I accidentally hit the big size, which messed up my screen. But anyway, yeah, they got a bridge here. Don't step in the wrong place or the bridge will fall. This guy over here, I think it's going to be the comedy behind this, and he steps on the bridge and they got to find a different way to cross. It just looks like a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And I like this crew. I like this this cast of characters that have come together to figure out this this thing, and I hope it's successful. I do. Hugh Grant was in there as Forge. Who else? Dan Poole. Overall, guys, I thought it was a good trailer. I had lots of fun with it. Did you guys? March 31st, only in theaters, guys. I'll be going to check that out for sure. That's going to be on my, it's not on my must-see list, but it's going to be like one that I'll be like looking forward to, right? Chris Schober says, what do you think about that game yesterday? Do you think the Mandalorian Season 3 will have Mike Tyre in the Supreme Leader Snoke and Din Djarin? Mike Tyre? Have a tie-in, you mean? Have a tie-in? I don't know. We'll talk about that in a few moments. Yeah, good trailer. What did I think about that Bills game yesterday? It sucked. I don't know what the heck's going on. There's something wrong. Allen was overthrowing the ball, and he just wasn't seeing the setups. Was it because of the snow? I don't know. Burrow seemed to have an okay job with it, but they looked outclassed. They looked outmatched yesterday. That's all I'll talk about football. That's all I'll talk about for football, because I just want to forget about it. Justin Smith is the comedy in D&D, and he was in Jurassic World. Oh, okay. Oh, that's that guy who was screaming all the time in Jurassic World. Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, he was fine. All right, guys, it's Monday. Let's talk about the weekend's box office report. Avatar: The Way of Water swims past 2 billion worldwide. With Chinese New Year's kicks off, Puss in Boots 2 nears 300 million globally. So, yeah, we knew that Avatar 2 was going to cross the $1 billion mark. Let's pull up the old box office report there and take a look at the numbers for the third weekend already, guys. January 20th to the 22nd, 2023. Number 1 was Avatar: The Way of Water with 20 million. Number 2 was Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Number 3 was Megan. Number 4 was Missing. And number 5 was A Man Called Otto, which I'm going to see this afternoon, guys. So pay attention for my straight out of the theater reaction for that. A Man Called Otto. And yeah. So, Avatar. Let's take a look at those numbers a little bit closer. Actually, here it only says 1.9. So it's probably not updated quite yet from yesterday's numbers. It's a little bit loose there, but it's confirmed that it crossed 2 billion. See, the domestic numbers, they're not as high as I thought they would be. Most of this is coming from international numbers. That's okay. That's the way that the first one happened too, right? It's not like domestically, it's not going to be up there with The Force Awakens or even this year or last year's Top Gun Maverick. Like, it's not going to come close to those numbers domestically. 600 million to 700 something. No, it's not going to make 700 million domestically. It's not. People are slowing down on it. That $20 million this weekend really shows that people they've seen it multiple times now. They've got their full fill of it, and we'll just have to move on. Hopefully, at least for now. Not from the 3D aspect, because Antman and the Wasp has been post-converted into 3D, and they're trying to promote that, and I'm kind of like, oh, I'm gonna see it in 2D, regardless. Anyway, Puss in Boots, they said, is going to be 300 million. Yeah, 300 million worldwide. That's good for it. I had lots of fun with Puss in Boots. That's fine. Megan, still going strong, and yeah, it's confirmed. It made over 100 million now. 124.6, 73.2 domestically. Yeah, and that's opened up in wider markets now, so that's a no-brainer. What was it, a $12 or $17 million budget? Yeah, they're going to make another Megan, and we know that. That's confirmed. We talked about that on the weekend Horror Weekly Roundup show. That Megan 2 is coming. It's confirmed, January 17th, 2025, guys. So Megan 2, box office numbers like that kind of turn just confirms that for sure. The new movie that opened up this weekend was Missing, and that opened in 4th with 9.3, so it was very close between Missing and Megan. But Megan's just got that creepy doll thing going for it. The word of mouth has been positive about that, and I hope that turns around for Missing as well, because Missing, I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10, really. Missing, so 9.3 domestically, so we don't have international numbers in for that yet. Maybe it hasn't opened up in all regions yet. Obviously it hasn't, James, but Storm Reed is in this. Guys, if you see the search bar here, some of the movie is just them. They just show a screen like this without somebody talking in the bottom corner. Or sometimes it's even true, like somebody's talking in the corner, like on FaceTime, and they're doing their search terms, and they're trying to look up what does this person do, and on their Facebooks and stuff like that. So it's really, really fascinating. And if you haven't seen one of those stylized movies before, the only other one that came before it was Searching, which I didn't see, but I saw Missing, and I liked it a lot. Storm Reed, I think, is going to be a power to be reckoned with in the future. I think she's going to have a bright future ahead of her. I know that people ragged on her for that first, what was that? Not Wrinkle in Time, right? She was in that Wrinkle in Time, which was not a very good adaptation. But she can act, guys. Oh, wow. Her choices. What else did we see her in? We saw her in... Well, she was in The Suicide Squad? Do I remember her in The Suicide Squad? She was also in that Invisible Man movie that we did a full reaction to. Yeah, here on the channel. Go check out that if you like The Invisible Man. And I noted in that too that she was doing something interesting. And she's going to be in The Last of Us, one episode, huh? Riley Abel. Abel or Abel? Wow. I have to look forward to that. Wow. Talking about The Last of Us, guys. Yeah. We are going to be doing full live watch-alongs for The Last of Us, guys. Later on today, in just under 2 hours, at 1 p.m. Eastern today, guys, we'll be watching The Last of Us Episode 2. Full live watch-along here on the channel. Full episode right here. Yeah. Take a look online for that. But Missing, I can't praise that enough. Missing was really good. My full review for it is up on the channel right now. And my straight out of the theater reaction for Missing is up there, guys. It's a fun little movie. Yeah, the audience liked it a lot more than the critics. Yeah, go check it out if you got like on a matinee or something. If you got like a couple hours to waste and you're looking for something to fill your time, go check that out because I really enjoyed it. Yeah, Searching was a great film. John Cho is a great actor. Yeah, I like John Cho. He is a good actor. Chris Shover says you should watch the Searching movie and review it. Well, if I find a copy of it out there streaming, I will. But this morning I was putting together a little list of movies. You guys can't see that because of the glare. But these are some of the movies that I want to see in the next couple of weeks, guys. I don't know, my writing is terrible. But you guys can't see that. But, I got to reset the white balance. Whatever, who cares? We'll talk about that in a few moments too. Let's continue on because with the box office, this ties into the box office, the Antman and the Wasp. The early numbers the projections are in as to what it's going to make. Now, what is it? February 17th is when Antman and the Wasp comes out. The projections are in because they already have the tickets on sale now, so people are buying tickets. They're projecting 131 domestically for Antman and the Wasp, which is a solid opening, especially for February. 131 million opening weekend domestically. This is one of those movies that will have a higher domestic take than no, internationally people will see it as well because this one got greenlit for China as well, right? So yeah, it'll be high domestically because this is something that appeals to us here in North America. And they actually, I didn't mind the last trailer. I really liked the last trailer. Byford Hobbit says, hey, in the live chat, hey, how's it going? So yeah, I really enjoyed that. And they're projecting 131 million opening weekend. So yeah, the trajectory of that is going up. The first Ant-Man had 57.2 million, and the second one had 75.7. So the lower end of the estimated range for Quantumania is around 85 million. Okay, 85 million. So they mean 131 million overall for the weekend. But domestically, it'll be 85 million. Okay. But Jonathan Majors is going to be Kang in that. So I'm expecting big numbers from it. They did, as I said, they had post-converted it to 3D, so they'll be trying to cash in on everybody's craze of watching Avatar 2 in 3D, and it's going to be post-conversion, so it's going to look not that great, guys. I'm going to watch it in 2D. That's what I'm not going to watch this in 3D. I'm done with watching post-converted movies in 3D. I'm totally done with it because we've been there before. We've seen it, but I'm looking forward to it. Ant-Man 3. And it's going to get that China release, which will add to the cheddar for it. So we're still a couple weeks off here from the opening of Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. So is it 3 weeks? I'm just looking it up here. Yeah. Okay, so 3 weeks, right? Okay. All right. Keeping on with the MCU, guys, just a quick little headline here. Jeremy Renner over the weekend, he's part of the MCU family. And a little update on his condition. Jeremy Renner broke over 30 bones in snowplow accident. And then he posted a video about his physical therapy. About 30 bones, man. And that physio regime is going to suck. Oh, yeah. These bones will grow stronger. Wow. That's just looking on the bright side of things, right? Now, I don't know about that. They do say sometimes if a bone breaks, it'll heal back stronger. But he's already, he broke his arms, and now he's broken his legs, and it's kind of like, God, your body can only take so much punishment, right? Morning workouts, resolutions all changed this particular New Year's. Jeremy Renner wrote in his caption, spawned from tragedy for my entire family and quickly focused into uniting actionable love. I want to thank everyone for their messages and thoughtfulness for my family and I. Much love and appreciation to you all. These 30 plus bones will mend and grow stronger, just like the love and bond with family and friends deepens, Renner added. Yes, so that's nice. I like how he added his family and friends into that. He tied that in. That just goes to show his quality, right? Love and blessings to you all. So where's that picture? There he is right there, guys. Yeah, so he's got his one leg. This was it. His left leg looks like it's the one that's really, really badly messed up, right? Now, it looks like the right one is not in a cast, but that physio, oh, God, I couldn't imagine it being laid up like that. What I saw in this was that, at least outdoors, it looks like it's bright and sunny, right? And he's not right next to the windows. So seeing nature, there's something about nature that just will heal you like that. Seeing that, and it just infuses your soul with that white energy of the universe and galaxy, right? And I wish him the best. So he's taking it very well, and I hope the best for him. Yeah, blessings to us all. What a mensch. Good character, and I wish him a speedy recovery for sure, guys. For sure. Jeremy Renner update. Okay, let's talk about the Razzies. Arglass Viking says, Jeremy Renner, 30 bones and all, yeah. Bones and all, Byford the Hobbit. What are you talking about there? Arglass Viking says, Jeremy Renner is the GOAT for Marvel. What a guy, yeah, indeed. And Chris Schober says, that's terrible. What happened to Jeremy Renner? Oh, Chris, if you haven't followed this channel for a bit, he was involved in a snowplow accident. I did a couple of videos of that. There's a short up there where I talked about he had like a big snow machine, like a big like tractor kind of thing with treads on it to move snow, and he was trying to help somebody out of the snow. He got out to help move the car, and it started rolling. He tried to get back in, and that's when it kind of like ran him over and did a number on him. But luckily, he's going to pull through, indeed, for sure. Okay. The Razzies were announced. So let's take a look at the Razzie nominations for 2023, guys. The Razzie Awards. That's like the worst of, right? Blonde leads the noms with 8. Tom Hanks has 2 for Pinocchio. And oh, what? Elvis? You thought Tom Hanks was bad in Elvis? I don't agree with that. Playing the Colonel, right? I thought he was actually pretty good. Well, let's go take a look at the list. What they've pulled here for the worst. Worst picture for the Razzies. Worst movie of the year. Worst picture. Blonde, Disney's Pinocchio, Good Morning, The King's Daughter, and Morbius. So, yeah, I guess people... Now, I never saw Disney's Pinocchio. I don't know if I'm going to. Because, Corridor Crew on YouTube here, they did like a breakdown of the visual effects of it. And there was like stuff where Tom Hanks's character, Geppetto, was in a boat and water was splashing up on him, but it was CG water and his clothes were not getting wet. Like his whole foot goes in the water and it's not wet when it comes out. And it's like, yeah, that's bad visual effects. Disney, you should be ashamed of yourself for making these live action remakes. I hope to God that Little Mermaid has better fare. I do. And if you're going to watch Pinocchio, go watch Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. It's one of the better movies of last year. We did a full reaction to Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio on the channel. I love that movie a lot. Wow. Blonde, as I said, I only watched about 30 minutes of it. That's that Marilyn Monroe biopic with Ana de Armas. I watched 30 minutes of it and I was like, okay, I'm going to fast forward a little bit because it's slow. It's 3 hours, guys. It's a 3-hour movie. And I just couldn't get into it. I had a really tough time with that. And because it was streaming, I decided, well, I'm not going to watch it. So I don't know anything about Blonde. That's worst picture. I've rambled on about worst, but we'll go through these a little faster now. Worst actor, Machine Gun Kelly for Good Morning. Pete Davidson, voice only. for Marmaduke. No, okay, if it's for a voice, then we're going to disregard it. Tom Hanks for Geppetto, Jared Leto for Morbius, and Stallone in Samaritan. What? We watched Samaritan here on the channel too. Actually, I had fun with Samaritan. Now, it was not Shakespeare. I mean, come on. But I thought Stallone was pretty good in Samaritan. Jared Leto is going to be like the punching bag for Morbius. And I don't understand it. I really should have done that watch along with Morbius at the end of last year. But it is what it is. Worst actress, Ryan Kira Armstrong for Firestarter. That young girl for Firestarter? No, she was fine in that. Definitely not Bryce Dallas Howard. Get out of here, guys. No, definitely not her. Yeah, no, my queen. No, get out of here with that. Alicia Silverstone, the Requiem, Kaya Scodelario for the King's Daughter, Diane Keaton for Mac and Rita. Get out of here with that Bryce Dallas Howard. No, she's always good. Worst remake, ripoff, sequel. What? Ripoff, sequel. Remake, ripoff, or sequel. Blonde. How is that a remake or ripoff or sequel? That's not. So get out of here with that one. That's probably going to win worst movie of the year anyway. Blonde. 365 Days sequel. Don't know what that is. Disney's Pinocchio, Firestarter, and Jurassic World Dominion. Why all of a sudden is Jurassic World Dominion being thrown into this? I don't understand it. Worst supporting actress, Adria Arjona for Morbius. Actually, I do want to watch it again because she was in Andor and as Bix, and she was really good in that. So I need to revisit Morbius and look at her performance. She stood out in that, right? Penelope Cruz and Bing Fan for 355. Lorraine Bracco, voice only. No, we don't pay attention to that. Really, Mira Sorvino for Lamborghini? Mira? No, I'm a fan of Mira. Worst supporting actor, Pete Davidson. Good Morning cameo. No, guys, get off the Pete Davidson thing. You're just seemingly that you want to throw his name in there. And if you want to watch Pete Davidson in something that's actually not that bad, go check out Meet Cute with Kaylee Cuoco. We did a full reaction to that movie with Pete Davidson. It's kind of like a hot tub time machine, but instead of a hot tub, it's a tanning bed, and she goes and relives a day over and over again trying to fall in love with Pete Davidson. A little bit abstract. I kind of enjoyed it though. Worst screen couple, Colson Baker and Maud Sun for Good Morning, Machine Gun Kelly. So Machine Gun Kelly's trying to break into acting, and it looks like he's not having a good start. Blonde. Tom Hanks and his latex-laden face for Elvis. How is that a couple? See, now they're just trying to be fun. They're just trying to say that his makeup was part of being a couple. I don't agree with that. No, that category sucks. And his issues with women. Andrew Dominic and his issues. See, no, that's a couple? No, get out of here with that. You're trying to be funny, it's not funny. Worst director, Judd Apatow, The Bubble. Well, that's got my vote right there, because I think that was my worst movie of the year. Judd Apatow just got a bunch of his friends together to try and make a movie that was funny, but it wasn't funny. It was just like a bunch of your high school buddies getting together on the weekend, turning on the camera and having little skits, which is funny for you guys, but it's not funny for us as the audience because we don't know you guys. It just wasn't that funny, and it was on Netflix, and it sucks because Karen Gillan was in that. Colson Baker for Good Morning. Okay. Andrew Dominic for Blonde. Oh, he was the director and you put him for Best Couple? I don't know. Worst director, Robert Zemeckis for Pinocchio. Worst screenplay, Blonde, Pinocchio, Good Morning, Jurassic World Dominion, and Morbius. Yeah, so it just gets a little bit silly, right? Razzie Awards. And as they try to be funny with some of those things, it just becomes more apparent, more than ever, that the Razzies are just kind of like, well, were they ever relevant to begin with? Not really. I would say, get out of here with that nonsense. Chris Schober says, that's terrible. I think Daisy Ridley's rumored for a new Star Wars series, isn't she? Well, we'll talk about that in just a few moments here at topic number 9. All right. Let's wash that out of our mouths with some good news for Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise. Jennifer Connelly said that Tom Cruise deserves an Oscar nomination for Top Gun Maverick. And I pulled this because tomorrow, guys, they are going to be announcing the Oscar nominations for 2023. Now, I'm not going to do a live reaction to the nominations. But later on tomorrow, I'll just do a recap video of it because we're not going to do a movie news show tomorrow, guys. We're not doing a movie news show tomorrow. So, yeah. When they announce it, I'll do a separate video just like I do for trailer reactions and stuff. That'll be up of my reactions to the nominations. But I'll explain what's going on tomorrow because there's no movie news tomorrow. I'll explain that in just after this. But I do believe that Tom Cruise, I don't think he's going to get a nomination, but Jennifer Connelly, who worked with him, is just trying to champion him, right? He's extraordinary. He does an amazing job in the movie. He's extraordinary as a person and fantastic as an actor. I think that he is just perfect. He embodies that character so beautifully, and I think he absolutely deserves it. Because he actually learned how to fly those jets, guys. I think that the film is a really well-made film, and it's really hard to make a film like that. Also, thinking about Tom's work, think of the things that he did for that role, besides all that stuff on the ground, how wonderful he is in those scenes. Yeah, those scenes, especially, well, with her, he had good chemistry with her, but those scenes with Miles Teller, who's his son, when they're having it out, talking about the emotions. And actually, one of my favorite scenes in Top Gun Maverick is when he goes to see Val Kilmer. And Val Kilmer, well, you know that he had like cancer of the throat, right? So he can't really talk. But Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer still managed together to put a scene up on screen where you're just like, you're really feeling what they're feeling between them, right? Well, that's probably one of my favorite scenes of Top Gun Maverick. Aside from all, on top of that stuff, all of the emotional stuff, they had all the flying sequences in it. Oh, it's just phenomenal, especially on the big screen, right? That's one, if you go see an IMAX, if you can get the chance to see an IMAX, that's what I should have gone to see in IMAX. Yeah. All right. So yeah, she just goes on to praise him. Will he get it? I don't know. Tomorrow we'll have to see. We'll have to see. You'll see my reactions for it for sure. Now, just a quick little fun story here. Tom Cruise, talking about Tom Cruise, Movie Web has a Tom Cruise best running scenes in a movie. I pulled this too because there's like in every movie, you got to have a token scene of Tom Cruise hauling ass. So I guess they put together their top 10. Let's see if we agree with them here in just a few moments. Right? Number 10, they said making an arrest in Minority Report. That was with Colin Farrell, right? I need to rewatch Minority Report. Yeah, I don't remember the running scene in that one. Dream Run in Vanilla Sky. Yeah, when he runs through New York there and there's like no vehicles, no traffic whatsoever in Times Square. That was an okay run. Last Samurai. Yeah, that was epic. I need to revisit The Last Samurai. I do. If it's streaming somewhere, maybe we can add that to my list of movies that we need to watch together. The first attack in War of the Worlds. Yeah, when I can watch that attack sequence on repeat of them just kind of exploring the city there when the first tripod comes out of the street. It's just wow. And then yeah, with him running and people getting zapped, vaporized, and like the skin dust is all falling on him. That's a good running scene. That's a good running scene. Twilight Rooftop Run in Rogue Nation. Yeah, that last one in Rogue Nation when he's running along the rooftop there and he's like, where can I follow him? And he goes into that office building and everybody's looking at him and stuff like that. And he's like, sorry, folks. Yeah, that was a good running sequence. Running through Shanghai, Mission Impossible 3. Yeah, that one was good too. Probably a lot of Mission Impossible ones in here, right? Overhead Bridge Run in Collateral. This is one I want to watch with you guys too. That's Michael Mann, right? He's like the hitman. One of the few times that he actually played a bad guy. Oh, he was good in that too. One of my favorite sequences is when he's in the alleyway and he like gets his briefcase back, and he just quickly, he has like a quick draw from his hip. He shoots from his hip, right? Oh, awesome movie. Yeah, Collateral. That's number 4. So what's number 1? Probably a Mission Impossible, right? 1 maybe? Rooftop Chase and Mission Impossible Fallout. Oh, yeah, no, that Fallout. I was thinking about Fallout when he was in the office buildings, right? And that's where he actually broke his ankle making this jump. Yeah, that was a good run. That was a good run. Vertical Skyscraper Run in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Okay, yeah, I figured that one would be on there too. Because he actually really did that, right? Over in Dubai. The terrible and awful city of Dubai. Yes, Dubai and I have beefs. We do. Anyway, running away from a... Wait, Ghost Protocol gets 2? Why? Sandstorm. No, the Sandstorm, that one, the CGI, I didn't think was all that great in that run. All right. So those are the best runs from Tom Cruise. Do you guys have any other ones that you want to contribute? I got one in here that I would like to throw in that they didn't mention. I would say from The Firm. He runs in a suit. And actually, Tobin Bell was in that too, right? Tobin Bell hauls quite a bit in this one too, because he's like one of the bad guys there in The Firm. But yeah, there's a chase sequence there towards the end of the film where he's really hauling. Like, there's something about the runs while he's running in the Mission Impossible movies. It's like the action hero run. But there was something about the way that they filmed his running in The Firm here, where it felt like he was really, really trying to run, right? Like he's scared. And he runs a number of blocks in like dress shoes. Jeez, his knees, he must have, been trying to stave off getting shin splints from that one. But yeah, that's what I would nominate. The Firm. And maybe we should watch The Firm too. God, there's so many movies that we need to watch. Let's just take a break here and talk about that. What can you find here on Mirror Domains? Aside from our movie news show, that's going to be Mondays and Fridays, guys. So I got to update this bar. There are all my other social media handles that you can follow right there. On TikTok, on Instagram. Sometimes you see behind the scenes stuff of me going into movie theaters and stuff, and talking about stuff. What else can you find? Well, in just about an hour and a half, guys, we'll be watching episode 2 of The Last of Us. Episode 2, guys, full live watch along. And I can't wait to see what happens next. And we're going to be doing Jung-E tomorrow, guys. I had to adjust the schedule. I was going to do it this afternoon, but because I got to go see Man Called Otto, I'm going to be watching Jung-E tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. That's why there's no movie news. Because we will be watching Jung-E. We'll talk about that schedule here in just a moment. And on Wednesday morning, 10 a.m., we'll be watching Duel with Karen Gillan. She plays like a clone of herself. Now, this is a movie that I haven't seen yet. I haven't seen Jung-E either. But Duel, Aaron Paul is going to be in that. She plays a clone. They got to duel each other to figure out for the right of survival. It's going to be very funky, man. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, whoops. Did I put that in there? Mortal Kombat. That one could be for Thursday, guys. I think that's Mortal Kombat's going to be our retro movie. We're going to be watching that one on Thursday at 1 p.m. We'll be watching the original Mortal Kombat. What do you guys think about that slate? So we'll be watching 3 movies over the next 3 days. Jung-E, Duel, and the original Mortal Kombat. I think as our retro Thursday reaction, Mortal Kombat, we're going to have fun revisiting that one. Because we watched the newer Mortal Kombat, and I want to give people the chance to have my reaction to that one. Because I really enjoyed that one. I grew up with that one. And on top of that, we did The Pale Blue Eye, Emily the Criminal, Man in the Moon, Reese Witherspoon, all of these full movie reactions, guys, up on the channel. Go check it out. We have lots of fun with that. And on the weekend, we just watched The Innocents, a horror movie where these kids have like psychic powers, and it's really haunting. Haunting is the right word for Innocents, because it's brutal. Very brutal. Talking about brutality, we do a Horror Weekly Roundup show on the weekends. We talk about all the horror movie news headlines of the week. And then, of course, we do movie news live there during the week here. Or, well, for Mondays and Fridays, because we're going to be opening the doors to do a lot more reactions and reviews with you guys. And I'll be opening up the doors for this Saturday's reaction on a poll that I'll put up. And here's some of the names that I was thinking about for our because we did The Innocents last Saturday. This Saturday, I was thinking of either doing Last Night in Soho, Malignant, or the new Candyman. Like the new Candyman movie that came out last year. On top of that, guys, I got Old on here. I got Night House, Dune, the new Dune movie I need to put out before we put that out. We need to do a reaction to that. History of Violence, The Last Duel. Yeah, Universal Soldier is one that I want to go and look at for a retro. So maybe next Thursday we'll be watching Universal Soldier with Dolph Lundgren and Jean-Claude Van Damme, because I saw that was on Crave, and we should take advantage of it while I got it, because I think when we're done watching The Last of Us, I'm going to cancel Crave and switch back to Amazon Prime. It's just a better product. But starting in March, I'll be joining Disney Plus again to watch The Mandalorian. So, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, I did post like on the community tab for the page, kind of like a mock-up of what the week's schedule is going to be kind of like. And it was kind of like a loose schedule, meaning that it's not frozen, but this is kind of like what I was feeling around, right? So we'll have movie news Mondays and Fridays. And just recently, I was thinking about maybe moving the horror weekly to Friday afternoons, and then just having a horror movie on Saturday mornings. That way, we have the rest of the weekend to spend time with our families and go off and do the things that we'd like to do, right? So yeah, if we do, like Friday's movie news will be very much, let's see how I got it for 10 a.m. there. It'll be very much like a catch-up show of movie news that breaks during the week, which will be done in shorts. So tomorrow, like the announcements of the Academy Awards nominations, I'm gonna have a separate video for that. But like a lot of that will be in shorts. Movie news will be moving to shorts for the most part of the week. Tuesdays will be a catch-up day. So like normally, Duel will be what should have been on Tuesday because it was a catch-up from last year, right? And then starting next week, I think we'll be doing franchise movie days, where I think we'll be doing the Batman movies, and we'll start with 1989 Batman movies next week. 1989 Batman next week, next Wednesday, and then the retro, as I said. We'll open the door. Maybe I'll put up polls for the retro movie as well. I'll just to see what I can find, right? But that's tentatively as what I'm thinking, and that's why you're going to see a lot more movie reactions and stuff this week too. That's why, okay? Because I'm having fun doing it. People are having fun coming in and joining us and watching these things. Just to let you know that, hey, I do watch these movies, and I do love sharing my experiences with you guys too, because you're movie fans as well, right? All right, let's take some live comments that I missed here. Not only Karen Gillan, but Pedro Pascal was in the bubble. It dumbfounded me. Yeah, talking about the worst movies of the year. Chris Schober says, I'm having eggs and sausage pancakes from McDonald's and strawberry rhubarb pie. Body Fortress protein chocolate shake. Okay, cool. That sounds like a interesting breakfast. Hourglass Vikings. Hey, you know what? Strawberry rhubarb pie from McDonald's. Do they have that? I think they only have cherry and apple where I live. Hourglass Viking says Top Gun Maverick was just jaw-dropping. The movie deserves an Oscar. I think it is going to get some visual effects consideration. It's going to get technical stuff, but it's going to be hard because Avatar 2 is going to be there for the technical stuff. It definitely deserves recognition for sure. In some category, if not Best Actor for sure. Yeah, Chris Schober also says, what did you think about the Bulls? The Bulls game? I'm not a Chicago. You mean Chicago Bulls, or do you mean Bills? Like, well, I already talked about the Bills game. I'm not going to talk about the football again. Chris Schober says, do you think Andy's character from Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Supreme Leader Snoke, will have a cameo in Mandalorian Season 3 with Luke Skywalker's character. No, I don't think so. I don't even know. I think we'll see Luke in Ahsoka, probably, but probably not this one. Arglass says, love Mortal Kombat, original, good humor, and Johnny Cage. Yeah, that's why I want to watch it, because of Johnny Cage. Bifer says, Candyman for the weekend. Yeah. Chris Over says, Duel movie was good, but had some cheesy moments. Okay. Will the shorts be live interactions or just delivery? No, they'll be just shorts. Will be shorts delivery. Because I have to put it in the format so that YouTube can put it up in. Oops, that's not. Oh, I'm sorry, my phone's over there. It'll be like 30. It'll be under a minute, right? Those will be the movie. Those will be the movie shorts. But I'll be collecting things in a folder for our big Friday recap shows of movie news stuff. So if we miss it on Mondays, don't worry. We'll be doing movie news shows 2 times a week still, guys, plus shorts. So that'll be enough coverage. People just aren't watching the movie news show. That's why. And I got to break through with some other stuff to build an audience, right? So lots of fun. And I've been talking about this for a while now. We got to get back into the movie news. Infinity Pool. Yeah. Infinity Pool opened up in limited release over the weekend. Brandon Cronenberg debuts shock NC-17 pick Infinity Pool with Alexander Skarsgård naked. What? And breastfeeding. What? Oh, God. Really? That's what happens in this? It's a rare experience, something like this as an actor, says Skarsgård. Well, and sure. So, are we going to see the full Monty then from Alexander Skarsgård in this movie? Did we see him fully nude in Northman? I know he was shirtless a lot in Northman. But, yeah. Brandon Cronenberg directed this movie, guys. Infinity Pool. He's the son of David Cronenberg. There he is right there. That's Brandon Cronenberg. Very abstract. And I saw that Possessor was on Crave as well. Maybe we should watch Possessor. Or was it on Netflix? That's another one of his movies that's kind of like weird and abstract. But it's also bloody. And it's going to have lots of nudity in it. Yeah, too. So maybe we can't watch that one. But yeah, Neon in the Pool. This one opens up January 27th. So I'll have to see. Maybe it opens up wider here in the area that I live. I hope it does. But I'm looking forward to it. I still want to see it. Infinity Pool is on my must-see list of the year for sure. Just a quick little headline here from Alexander Skarsgård talking about gratitude. Infinity Pool star Alexander Skarsgård says, I still thank my dad for every single job that I get. Yeah, because if you didn't know, Alexander Skarsgård is the son of Stellan Skarsgård. We just saw in Andor. He was Lucen, right? And Stellan Skarsgård is a great actor. He truly is. And he's really good in Andor. I'm really surprised he didn't get any nominations for his portrayal in Andor. But yeah, and Alexander Skarsgård is a good actor as well. I really enjoyed him in The Northman last year. I believe that, yeah, he's going to have a great career. He's going to get behind the camera too. He's directing a new picture. He's directing too. So that's really cool. But he's also humble, right? Alexander Skarsgård, he thanks his dad for him getting into the business. Now, this is where I heard the term, I've heard this term, Nepo baby. And I was kind of like, I don't know what Nepo baby is. I don't know what it means. Nepotism, okay? That's what it's short for. Nepo baby means that you're only famous because of your parents kind of thing, right? Lily Rose Depp, daughter of Johnny Depp, was accused of this. But Nepo baby, so that's what Nepo baby is. But Stellan Skarsgård, he's not really that. He's established himself firmly enough as an actor and as a draw that people want to see what he's doing, kind of thing, right? We even enjoyed him in Godzilla vs. Kong, right? I do fallen. I would say I struggle daily with insecurities and desperately trying to find a reason why I don't deserve a job. Then you go to it because My dad's an actor. It's very convenient. After 20 years in the industry, I still thank my dad for every single job that I get. And that's good because it shows that he's humble. It shows that he's grounded. You know, he doesn't have one of those egos like that's just kind of, I deserve to be like this. Like I know people aren't going to hate me for saying this, like Jerry Seinfeld. I'm entitled to this. I'm a comedian. You laugh at my jokes, kind of thing. I deserve to be here, kind of thing. It's like, get out of here with that. No, I don't like that. I prefer this kind of humble take. You know, like a Jeremy Renner is very humble, right? We just saw that, right? He doesn't feel like he's entitled to it. So the term Nepo baby, get out of here with that. I'm saying that a lot today. Hey, if it's negative, I just kind of like walk away from it. Oh dear, how the Tarzan has fallen common breastfeeding. Yeah, that's going to be weird to see this movie, man. Infinity Pool, I'm looking forward to it. I like abstract movies. I really do. And that's why I'm looking forward to watching that Jung-E tomorrow with you guys. Yeah, it's a Japanese film, so we'll be looking forward to that. Chris Shower says, what is the new Star Wars TV series going to be called? Not sure yet. We'll take a look at that story in just a few moments. I got strawberry rhubarb pie from Super One. Oh, Super One, okay. I haven't had my breakfast yet. I'm going to have mine in about 10 minutes, which means I got to get through some of these stories. Tron 3 character. We talked about some of the backlash to Jared Leto being cast in Tron 3, but last week we know that Tron 3 is happening. And I pulled this article because of two elements. Number one, I didn't realize that Daft Punk had retired. Yeah, they retired like a couple of years ago, guys, so they won't be around to do a soundtrack for it. I hope they get a dump truck of money backed up to them to do it, but, you know, I think other artists can come along and create an awesome soundtrack for Tron 3. But it was also brought to light that Tron 3 isn't really going to be a sequel, really, then, to the first two movies. Because it hasn't been reported yet if Garrett Hedlund or Olivia Wilde's going to be returning, or if Jeff Bridges is going to return as Clue. We know that Flynn kind of got absorbed, spoiler alert, he got absorbed at the end, right, into the grid, the game grid or whatever, or like the computer system. But, Garrett Hedlund, he's not a leading man. He's not charismatic enough to carry this. Olivia Wilde is, though. She is, but she's a little bit older now, so, and she's doing her own stuff. She's directing and stuff, so, I'm looking forward more to that. But the only other detail that I wanted to talk about this was that the little snippets that we got conceptually is that that Jared Leto will be playing a character very much like his character from Blade Runner. That he'll be kind of like the creator, whatever kind of role. Which I don't know if that sat well with me. I know Jared Leto's facing the backlash right now from all the Morbius stuff. I just, guys, I like the Tron. You know what? I like the light bikes. I like the recognizers. Bring it back to more of the action stuff, and not so much of the trying to explore new science, the sci-fi fiction of them creating a new race of beings in that underworld on the grid, right? Get away from that stuff. Just have humans come back and interact with and play the games and stuff. Make it very more simple, but I don't know if they will. Tron 3 Ares, guys. Those are just the two tidbits that I wanted to know from it. That Jared Leto is going to be sort of like a character from like Blade Runner, and the soundtrack, Daft Punk, they've retired, so we'll have a different soundtrack. Star Wars series, guys, let's talk about that. Okay, let's get into the Star Wars headlines. Because we got some questions in here from Chris Schober. What is the new Star Wars TV series going to be called? I heard that they might make an Obi-Wan Season 2 and Andor Season 2. Well, we know Andor Season 2 is in the works. They're going to make that. Andor 2 is going to be coming, no matter what happens. Ewan McGregor is still hopeful for Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. So, yeah. I was like, I didn't hate Obi-Wan. I enjoyed the parts where Obi-Wan was in it. I liked the young Leia in certain scenes, but the Reva storyline, they should not have touched the Reva storyline. They should have just kept it with Vader. It was fun to see the Inquisitors, but it really took away from the story, the Reva storyline. I would have kept it more with Obi-Wan being on Tatooine and his interactions with Owen, because that's just where I would have kept it. But now they kind of wrap that up, right? With Joel Edgerton, because Joel Edgerton they kind of revealed at the end of the first season that his interactions with Luke will now be mitigated. They won't be there anymore, right? Joel Edgerton was great in this series. He was. Those few scenes that he was in, you could tell that he liked playing Owen Lars, that he liked playing that role. So let's see what Ewan McGregor said about this, about the possibility. He said, yeah, I was so happy to do it again and so happy to work with Hayden again, and I hope that we get a chance to do it again. In the old days, I would joke about there must be a good story between episode 3 and 4, but it's true. I always felt that there was. Deborah Chow found it and absolutely nailed it. She nailed parts of it because she directed all the episodes, right? Just like found the story that they wanted to see, like the last one, and we did that. It was done. I think it just adds to our knowledge of the characters, and it's satisfying for the fans. Yeah, it is satisfying for the fans. And then now that we know that he can see Qui-Gon Jinn, I want to see more of that. I want to see that. Yeah. There could be more. You know what they could do? They could go in and reenact some of the scenes of him and the closing of the story of Maul, right? Darth Maul. That's what I would say for season 2. Darth Maul, because we know that he's still alive, because that Solo is canon. And they would reenact that scene from, what was it, Clone Wars, where he comes to Tatooine and Maul dies in his arms. They can reenact that. They don't have to reinvent it, but just reenact that sequence, or embellish on that story beyond what Clone Wars did, and do that, because people would love to see Darth Maul, because you can't really have Darth Vader be there again, right? Because Vader pledged himself to the Emperor after the season, saying, "Okay, I'm going to forget about the Obi-Wan stuff for now," kind of, right? And focus in on what we needed to do to take over the rest of the galaxy. But I hope that happens. I really do. Argyle says, yeah, the Reva story was a bit soap opera. Yeah, it was. Soap opera is a good way to talk about that. Star Wars series. Daisy Ridley is open to a return to Star Wars. This is what Chris Schober was asking about. Star Wars sequel led Daisy Ray is now considering a return, because after the episode 9, she said, I have no interest in returning to this, because it was just the fan backlash to it, right? Fans really got in on her, and on her social medias, she had to leave because people are just attacking her, right? Saying, you don't understand Star Wars, you don't like Star Wars, and it's like, I felt sorry for her, actually. She was not the problem. She was not the problem as Rey. I felt like she did an okay job. The thing is that it was the writing and the directing. And J.J. Abrams takes a lot of responsibility for this. This is why I don't understand when people are like, I love anything like J.J. came out with the flashy stuff. He tricked you with a lot of flashy lights and fast-moving shots that made you go, oh, this is Star Trek. It's so exciting now. Oh, it's Star Wars. It's flashing. It's moving around. It's fast. It's like, oh, I remember that. I remember that. Oh, that's my childhood right there. Oh, but then when you actually sit down and look at the substance of the stories, you're like, is The Force Awakens really that good? Is it? You know that it's not, right? Yeah, and Ruined, Byford says Ruined Johnson to blame too. Well, Ryan Johnson's kind of won me back with his Knives Out series, so I don't even, as I said, I've only watched Last Jedi 1.5 times. I watched it in the theaters. I tried to rewatch it again on Disney Plus one time. I watched half of it and I was like, no, why am I going to force myself to watch a movie I don't like watching? And then I watched, scenes from it, like Corridor Crew broke down the throne room fight in The Last Jedi. And I was like, no, that was my favorite part of it. Now it's not my favorite part of it because you see all the mistakes and cheesiness of the choreography. And it's like, yeah, it wasn't good. But Daisy really was not the problem of those movies. It was just the writing. Somehow, one of the worst lines in history. Somehow, Palpatine has returned. And we got to kill him. This is like, no, no, come on. And Oscar Isaac had to say that. One of my favorite actors, Oscar Isaac, had to say that. Somehow, Palpatine has returned. But Daisy really says, yeah, I'm open to a phone call. I'm looking for employment. Well, that's it right there. She's not getting a whole lot of work. She's in a movie that's out in Sundance right now, but she's not being offered a whole lot of roles, which is kind of sucks. Because she's, as I said, it's not her. She does have a good screen presence. It's just finding the right roles. I would tell you this, Daisy. Do what, kind of like what Timothée Chalamet is doing. He's in the big movies like Dune and Wonka and stuff, but he also does things like Bones and All, which I didn't like, but it was still like a smaller film to craft and hone acting skills, right? That's what you need to do. So if she's going to be in a series or that eventually they are going to do Star Wars Episode 10. I would expect her to be probably in that in some capacity, but who knows? What was that movie that's at Sundance right now? It was like sometimes I think about dying. That's what she's in. Oh, she was in The Bubble as well. See, The Bubble. Oh God, terrible movie. It's an experience I wish I could just wipe from my memory, but I can't. Oh yeah, you're right there, Artglass. It was Pedro Pascal in that movie too. Yeah, David Duchovny, terrible movie. Get that out of here. Will there be a series? I don't know. The only other series that we know, aside from Andor, that we're going to get is there's another one of those animated shows, right? Illusions or whatever. They haven't greenlit a Boba Fett season 2. But yeah, we're going to get Andor season 2, Mandalorian season 3. Ahsoka, Acolyte. Those are the big 4, right? And then all those other like animated stuff. Oh yeah, no, we're getting not, was it Bad Batch? That the one? Yeah. I don't know. The one with I forgot his name. He was in Sherlock Holmes with God. Jude Law. The one with Jude Law, right? We're getting that one. Skeleton Crew. There. I need to keep up with the Star Wars stuff. I do. E. Weaver says, we literally started laughing in the theater when they said that Palpatine line. Yeah. It's just bad writing. It's bad writing that people look the other way. A lot of people look the other way of. It's like, but and don't believe for a second that when they said that, oh, that was the plan all along to have Palpatine come back. You should have done a better job of laying the groundwork for that before, because Snoke was not the direction they were going to go. Anyway, well, enough about that. Daisy needs to be in a heist movie or play a serial killer to expand the CV. Yeah, she does. Because I do like her. As I said, she's got that presence about her. I do like. All right, guys, I'm running overtime. I really am. So let's. Shall we do hit or miss? Okay, I'll give about 5 more minutes to do hit or miss headlines, because I do actually, my pages are kind of freezing up here. Okay, so yeah, hit or miss. J.K. Simmons, Santa Claus, struts along. Dwayne Johnson, a new image from the red one. Yeah, we know that J.K. Simmons is going to be playing Santa Claus. We know that Chris Evans is going to be in this with The Rock. A lot of leather. What's up with all the leather? You know, The Rock's got leather on. Santa Claus has leather on. J.K. Simmons, though, is a lot of fun. Luke Evans has leather on. The costume designer must have been going nuts with the leather on that one. That one's going to be a Netflix movie, right? Rockstar. New image. Okay, take a look at that one. Anne Hathaway says that when she was 16 years old, a journalist asked her, "Are you a good girl or bad girl?" So that's gross. What journalist did that? And if you find out what journalist did that, damn you. Like, some guys just don't know how to talk to women. They don't know how to handle. It's just, you don't talk. And the only reason that he would be asking that is because he wants something gross from a 16-year-old Anne Hathaway. That just makes me angry. It really does. Anne's she's a smart person. When you see interviews with her, she seems very collected. She seems very grounded herself, right? And humble. And she doesn't even like her name, Anne. She doesn't like being called Anne. I find that fascinating. But it bums me out that, like, yeah, if you're a pretty actress, that you get mistreated by morons out there. And if you worked for my paper or my news channel like this, and I heard you talk to a girl like that, you're out of here. You're fired. And she is one of my favorite Catwomen. She's definitely is one of my favorite Selena Kyles. And we are going to be watching the Batman movies, guys. So when we get to The Dark Knight Rises, we're going to have fun watching that one. Because every now and then I do freak you guys out with my terrible Bane impressions. But yeah, that one bumps me out. Pamela Anderson alleges Tim Allen flashed her when she was 23 on the set of Home Improvement, because she was the first Tool Time girl, right? Of course, Tim Allen denies it. Pamela's out now trying to promote a new series on, was it Apple TV Plus, and a book. Yes, she was a stunning young woman. She still is. But she's trying to excise some demons from her past. He denies it, but she said that he walked out of his dressing room and he opened his robe and flashed her and said something gross too. He said, I've seen you naked, now you get to see me, kind of thing. It's just so gross. I don't know if Tim Allen did that. I don't know. Those kind of headlines, I'm just like, get away from it, James. I don't like the way that it makes me feel. If it did happen to her, I feel sorry for her. Again, talking about beautiful actresses, she's one that was right up there. We know about the Pammy and Tom S. tape. We know about that stuff. Finally, guys, one last story. Splash Mountain wraps up its final weekend before transformation into Tiana's Bayou. Yeah, Splash Mountain is getting reimagined. Now, I did ride Splash Mountain, both in Disneyland and Disney World, in Florida and in California. It was based on Brer Rabbit, right? Which was from Song of the South, right? So I guess Song of the South is one of those banned Disney projects that they just want to get rid of. It's still going to be the same ride. It'll just be a different theme, right? From Princess and the Frog. So it's no longer going to be Splash Mountain. It's going to be Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Well, you kind of have to grow and evolve over time. You have to say goodbye to things at the time sometimes. All right, guys, I'm really running over time here. I don't have time to do the Twitter roundup. If I missed anything, guys, I'll publish it as a short later on. If I missed a trailer or something that dropped, I'll publish it later on. Join us tomorrow. We got Jung E tomorrow. in just 50 minutes, which means I gotta make my breakfast and eat. In 50 minutes, we'll be watching episode 2 of The Last of Us. Tomorrow morning, we'll be watching Jung-E, and pay attention tomorrow for the Oscar nominations video that'll be published a lot, along with shorts for movie news and straight out of the theater reactions for A Man Called Otto. Okay, Chris Schober says, do you think they will make a Star Wars episode 10, 11, and 12? Most definitely. Yes, they will. I don't know when, though. Maybe in a decade. Byford says, good show. Thank you very much. If that happened to Pamela, then Ricky Gervais was right to roast on Tim Allen. Well, that's just about right. I don't want to end out in that way. I want to end out on a high note. Yeah. Enjoy the good show. Enjoy the meal, James. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Join us on Friday for more movie news headlines. I'll see you guys in... hey, we'll always cover this stuff here. Anyway, so see you next time on Mirror Domains.